Throughout history, nonviolence has toppled empires and ignited change. From Gandhi in India to Martin Luther King Jr. in America, nonviolent resistance has proven its power. This is the story of how a seemingly passive approach can move mountains and apply to our personal journeys. In the early 20th century, India endured the injustices of colonial rule. The British Empire had established its dominance over the Indian subcontinent, exploiting its resources and people for economic gain. The Indian populace faced numerous hardships, including heavy taxation, limited political representation, and suppression of civil liberties. The cultural and social fabric of India was under constant threat as the British imposed their own values and systems upon the diverse communities of the region. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, known as Mahatma, emerged as a leader with an unwavering belief in nonviolent resistance. His philosophy was deeply rooted in the ancient Indian principle of ahimsa, which means non-harm or non-violence. Gandhi believed that true strength lay in the ability to resist oppression without resorting to violence. He saw nonviolent resistance not just as a strategy, but as a way of life, a moral imperative that could unite people across different backgrounds and beliefs. He called upon Indians to confront their oppressors with courage, dignity, and truth. Gandhi's speeches and writings inspired millions to join the struggle for independence. He emphasized the importance of self-reliance, urging people to spin their own cloth and boycott British goods. This movement, known as the Swadeshi movement, aimed to weaken the economic foundations of British rule in India. The Salt March of 1930 stands as a testament to this approach. This 240-mile march to the Arabian Sea was a direct action against the British monopoly on salt production and sales. By making salt from seawater, Gandhi and his followers defied the British law, demonstrating the power of collective action and civil disobedience. Thousands, led by Gandhi, marched to the Arabian Sea to protest the British salt tax. This act of defiance was not just about salt. It symbolized the broader struggle for Indian self-rule and the rejection of unjust laws imposed by the colonial government. The march garnered massive support and drew international attention to the Indian independence movement. The images of this peaceful protest sent shockwaves around the world. Newspapers and media outlets across the globe covered the event, highlighting the determination and resilience of the Indian people. The Salt March became a symbol of the power of nonviolent resistance and inspired other movements for justice and equality worldwide. The British response was brutal, with thousands imprisoned, including Gandhi. Despite the harsh crackdowns, the movement continued to grow, fueled by the spirit of nonviolence and the desire for freedom. The arrests and imprisonments only served to strengthen the resolve of the Indian people and draw more international condemnation of British colonial policies. Gandhi's message resonated beyond India, inspiring Martin Luther King Jr. in America. King saw in Gandhi's philosophy a powerful tool to combat racial injustice and segregation in the United States. He adopted the principles of nonviolent resistance, believing that love and peaceful protest could overcome hatred and oppression. King led the civil rights movement, employing nonviolent protests to challenge segregation. His leadership in events like the Birmingham Campaign and the March on Washington brought national attention to the plight of African Americans and the need for civil rights reforms. The Montgomery bus boycott became a pivotal moment in the fight for racial equality. Sparked by Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat to a white passenger, the boycott lasted over a year and demonstrated the economic power and solidarity of the African American community. African Americans in Montgomery refused to ride the buses, forcing the city to desegregate its bus system. This victory was a significant step forward in the broader civil rights movement, proving that nonviolent resistance could bring about meaningful change. Gandhi and King shared a belief in the transformative power of nonviolence. Their teachings emphasized that true change comes from within, and that moral integrity and peaceful actions can dismantle even the most entrenched systems of oppression. Their legacies show that lasting change is possible when we confront injustice with courage and compassion. Today, their influence can be seen in various movements around the world, from environmental activism to social justice campaigns, proving that the power of peaceful protest remains as relevant and potent as ever.
Nonviolence finds profound expression in everyday interactions. Approaching conflict with empathy and understanding can be transformative. At the heart of nonviolent conflict resolution is the willingness to listen. Dialogue forms the cornerstone of this approach, bridging divides and uncovering common ground. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is a powerful tool. It allows us to see the humanity in those with whom we disagree. Nonviolent conflict resolution also demands acknowledging power dynamics. By leveling the playing field, we create a space where all voices can be heard. Nonviolence requires great courage and strength of character to stand up for what we believe in.
Imagine a world where empathy reigns supreme. Instead of meeting anger with anger, we strive to understand the pain beneath the surface. Empathy lies at the heart of nonviolence, allowing us to connect with shared humanity. Cultivating empathy begins with active listening and a genuine desire to learn. It requires setting aside judgments and assumptions. Asking questions deepens our understanding and demonstrates genuine interest. Seeking diverse perspectives and experiences enriches our empathy. Empathy is about recognizing everyone's story and building a more just world.
History is replete with non-violent movements that have ignited social change, from the peaceful protests led by Mahatma Gandhi in India, which ultimately led to the end of British colonial rule, to the civil rights marches spearheaded by Martin Luther King Jr. in the United States. Non-violence has been a powerful tool for justice. The suffragettes, who fought tirelessly for women's right to vote, also embraced non-violent methods to make their voices heard. In 1989, the Velvet Revolution ended over 40 years of communist rule in Czechoslovakia. This peaceful uprising was marked by mass protests and demonstrations, where citizens from all walks of life came together to demand change. Inspired by Václav Havel, the Czech people demanded freedom and democracy. Havel, a playwright and dissident, became a symbol of resistance and hope, leading his nation towards a new era of liberty. In Poland, the Solidarity movement led by Lech Walesa challenged the Soviet Empire. This labor union turned social movement galvanized the Polish people, uniting them in their quest for independence and workers' rights. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 stands as a testament to nonviolent resistance. The peaceful protest and the collective will of the people brought down this symbol of division, paving the way for German reunification. In South Africa, Nelson Mandela's commitment to nonviolence helped dismantle apartheid. Despite decades of imprisonment, Mandela's resolve never wavered, and his leadership inspired a nation to seek justice through peaceful means. Mandela understood that true liberation required reconciliation, not retribution. His vision of a united South Africa where former adversaries could coexist was instrumental in the country's transition to democracy. In 2011, the Arab Spring saw millions demand an end to corruption and oppression. From Tunisia to Egypt, ordinary citizens took to the streets, using non-violent protests to voice their grievances and aspirations for a better future. These historical examples share a common thread: the belief in non-violence to create lasting change. They demonstrate that peaceful resistance can dismantle oppressive regimes and bring about profound social transformations. They remind us that ordinary people, united by a common purpose, can achieve extraordinary things. When individuals come together with a shared vision of justice and equality, their collective power can reshape the world.
The principles of nonviolence are practical tools for navigating our world. They are not just abstract concepts, but actionable guidelines that can transform our interactions and relationships. They empower us to create positive change and build bridges of understanding. By embracing these principles, we can foster a sense of community and mutual respect. How do we translate these principles into action? It begins with a shift in perspective. We must start seeing conflicts not as threats, but as opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. View conflict as an opportunity for growth and understanding. This mindset allows us to approach disagreements with a constructive attitude, seeking solutions rather than victories. When faced with disagreement, pause and ask, how can I approach this with empathy? Taking a moment to breathe and reflect can prevent hasty reactions and promote thoughtful responses. Practice active listening and seek to understand others' experiences. This means truly hearing what the other person is saying without planning your response while they are speaking. Cultivate empathy by stepping outside your own perspective. Engage with different communities, attend cultural events, and immerse yourself in experiences that are unfamiliar to you. Engage with diverse backgrounds and challenge your biases. This can be done through workshops, dialogues, and collaborative projects that bring together people from various walks of life. Choose your words carefully, striving for clarity and respect. Language is powerful, and the words we use can either build bridges or create barriers. Remember, nonviolence is not passive. It requires courage and strength. Standing up for what is right, even in the face of adversity, is a testament to the power of nonviolence. Be patient with yourself and others. Change does not happen overnight, and it is important to give yourself and those around you the grace to grow and learn. Embracing nonviolence is a lifelong journey. It is a continuous process of learning, reflecting, and improving. Each interaction is an opportunity to learn and grow. Whether it is a casual conversation or a heated debate, there is always something to be gained. Recommit yourself to the path of nonviolence. Make a conscious effort every day to live by these principles and inspire others to do the same. Create ripples of peace and understanding in your own life. Small acts of kindness and empathy can have a profound impact, inspiring others to follow suit.
The legacy of nonviolence shows the extraordinary power of ordinary people in action. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of nonviolence and its impact. Let us continue to learn, grow, and build a more peaceful and just world together.